Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Nimbatus with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to a very generic satellite build we have already done before. In today's episode, we are going to be making the World Destroyer, or whatever I've actually called it in the YouTube video. The title probably gives you a much better name, or that name, who knows. Either way, this is a type of idea I have seen done time and time again with other YouTube videos, with Twitter images. I've seen it a lot, but I just want to do it myself. So we're either going to be building one rather large drone with all of the weapons mostly automated, simply carving through the world, so once we want to do manual control, we can just go in there, kill everything, and just have a fun time like that, or we're going to make a sort of serpent, so we're going to have several sections, all with automated weapons, now using the hinges correctly, unlike last time, which still has pretty much the same effect, but rather than all being one giant drone, it's more separate, probably looking a little bit more elegant. Like I say, this is definitely not a new idea. I've seen this done a lot of times on other YouTube videos, so not really being very original here, but hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's just put down the basic ideas then. So the main weapon, at least for the body, the main body, will be using these lovely, lovely EMP bullet shotguns. These are the ones with the big explosions and bonus digging damage, in fact double digging damage. These are the ones which absolutely carve through the world. So these will likely be the only manually fired weapon. After this we're going to be using the EMP lasers, because I do have a good set of them here and here, both of which have slightly different stats, and if I'm correct, this one has the split laser and the bonus range, whereas this one has the reflective laser and less energy usage. I think I'm going to use this. I do prefer the reflective laser to the split laser a little bit, so I think we're going to stick with that. Now what we could do, of course, is have these rotated so that we shoot in front of us in a sort of arc shape, sort of just in front of us, in a cross shape like that. There's the word I was after. And thus, as we go forwards, we destroy everything, but I just want loads of lasers going directly forwards. I may add a couple to do that X shape, but for the most part, we're going to be using the lasers directly forwards. Now, the other weapon I want to use, of course, is just flamers. I love flamethrowers in this game, especially the ones we started with, because luckily we did get the digging upgrade and the bonus particle lifetime, which is actually a really, really good flamethrower. I'm still after a better one, but for now, this will work, and we'll have these on the side so that it looks like we're rocketing forwards at all times, and then just loads of thrusters so we're actually moving at decent speed. Now, the thing is, do I want this to be mouse controlled? And I think I do, actually. I really enjoyed using the mouse controlled drones recently. So let's have that with the cursor and on 1 and 2, and that will, of course, be our way of turning. Let's just make sure I've got this right. I always test this first because I have messed up this so many times. Okay, yep, all we need to do is just swap this over, 2 and 1. And there we go. And we'll automatically let go of the satellite once we're a bit more built. Okay then, let's just build the basic shape. It's going to be quite a simple looking thing, I imagine. And hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, I forgot about this laser. So the problem with this laser is actually pretty superficial. And it's that you can't make this laser look symmetrical on your bot. The reason is, even with this type of build, as you can see, one laser here, doesn't that just look a little bit off? Because sadly, the first laser goes almost directly in front of it, then the other laser, when split, goes a little bit to the side. It's not quite being split correctly, but that does do bonus damage versus the ground. I know it's silly, but I think I'm going to be leaving it. That is so silly of me to do, but let's just go with the more easy option, the one which will just work more standardly. So for now, let's just throw all of these like this. I just realised half of these shouldn't be connected to that block. There we are. You can go here. Let's see how stable this is, and go. Yeah, that seems fine to me. Now, one thing I have seen a lot is the use of the impulse giver and then the motorized hinges to have lasers on the side going back and forth and back and forth. Now, that does look really, really good. It looks like a bacteria swimming through water or something like that, at least it does to my eye, but maybe that's my microbiologist side coming through. I don't think I'll be going with that, since we have had a few issues with that very system in the past, especially with the land vehicle, but I definitely want something showy, so I think I will be using the colour LEDs. Not quite sure how yet, but I definitely want to use them somewhere. I also wish I had some more regular lasers, because these are the longest range red lasers we have, the plasma variants. And it's not quite far enough, but it does look nice to have some variety. Just a quick mini test. I want to see how good these lasers are versus the ground. They don't have bonus digging damage, so it could potentially be less amazing than I think. Well, it still damages it pretty quickly, but we need to be able to carve through the ground a lot faster than that. So, yeah, we definitely need more backup there than just those basic lasers. On the upside, they look amazing when they hit things. And, of course, we do still have this gun, which, well, it destroys everything. As you can see. So, I've just added some shotguns and these lovely flashing lights, and I've just realised something which I think would look really, really cool. Rather than having these flashing lights set up to the impulse giver and the knock gate, how about if we simply have it set up to which way we're turning? Essentially an indicator. I think that would look really cool. And then still have it flash. Now, how would I do that? Would it be... Well, obviously, it wouldn't be a knock gate. Activates the output if only one of the keys. Nope. Activates the output if only one of the input keys. Nope. What I want is an AND gate, but one which forces both. Activates the output key if both input keys are pressed. Okay, so we have this here. And you're currently set to 3. Okay, so have you on 3. Then let's say I'm currently turning to the left. That'll be 1. And then that adds up to, let's say, 4 for now. So all of you can add up to 4. They'll have the same on the other side. And that should work, right? And I'll have you on 5, and I'll just add another gate in 2 seconds. Maybe make it 10 seconds, I'm very slow at this. Since we're not using motorized hinges, we need something to look fancy. Just remove a couple of you. There we go. You're 3, so now you should be Alpha 2, and you can Alpha 5. Okay, let's see if this works. Yep, we have made indicators. I don't know why, but I'm really proud of that. Such a simple concept. We are adding so many weapons to such a small craft. And maybe going a little bit slower rather than not smaller might not be a bad thing as well, because these lasers now have more of a chance to dig out in front of us. Let's just put a couple of smaller thrusters here just to fill in the gap. Actually, what we could do is leave it as it is, and this will help with turning. Turning is definitely more important than forward speed. And let's test out this in its current state. And test number 2, I think. Test number a number. Yeah, still not quite, but definitely getting there, with a lot of damage being done on the 2 sides. I am a little bit disappointed by the blue lasers, honestly. I am tempted to replace them with something else. Hello, satellite. Oh, we've apparently completed the missions, though, so that was still pretty quick. And the weapon we got is a plasma rocket sniper, which, honestly, I will most likely never use. Well, I've resorted to using the drills, but we are now using the asymmetrical lasers, the ones you simply can't make symmetrical because of how they shoot the dual beams. And the idea is now we just go straight through and do as much damage to the sides as possible. And by the looks of things, it's working out pretty darn well. Look at the size of the damage we're causing. Straight through, and that's a pretty large section of the planet completely carved out. Then we go back down again. And the same occurs. And we can very, very quickly completely devastate a planet. Now, what I really need to do is start harvesting resource, which is very difficult in this part, just because of how it works. We're constantly causing damage to the sides. I got a little bit of resource there, but it's not really going to work out for the best most of the time. Also, there's a little enemy currently stuck in the logic gates. I mean, it's different, and this is why I need to use shields. Getting close, though. I mean, look, there's hardly any planet left already. The flamers are definitely better than they look as well. Because of that extended lifetime, they just go so far. It's great at picking up stragglers, either in terms of the ground or the enemies. Now, one thing I do want to do is quickly make this a little bit larger. Let's remove you two, then add a couple more drills. You can be placed a little bit higher. That would be very helpful. Thank you. Make you tilted slightly. That's fine. And then I would like a little bit more speed. Although this will cause the drills to bump into the ground a bit more. I just wanted more speed in general. Let's try that again. Well, the drills are definitely bumping into the terrain as expected, but at the same time, we are a lot faster and causing a lot more damage to the planet. Now, this is a proper little world devourer. Maybe need more damage on the front, though, as in more standard damage. Trying to kill these things with the drills, not really working, honestly. Just a couple of flamers or basic shotguns or something just to fire forwards. Now with shotguns and a little bit more in terms of flamers, the other great thing is with the shotguns, when we're doing stuff like this, the shells are bouncing off and actually doing damage behind us, even though they're not really helping us drill forwards. Yeah, much better at destroying things like the hives now. Then if we attached other body parts behind us, which also did something similar, especially with the flamers, that would be great. Although the flamers don't do that much damage versus the ground, they do have a bonus amount of damage to the ground, but they are also very weak against the ground naturally. It's that extended lifespan. They go so far out. It's so good at just clearing everything. I know I've already said that before, but they are utterly amazing. Excuse me. Thank you. Sorry, resource, I got a little bit of you, but not all that much. Thank you, drones. very quickly we have removed most of the planet. It's actually quite hard now to find land. There we are. Hello, land. Hello, Hive. It's like butter. We are very close to a finished main body part. But what more should we add? More flamers would always be good. More lasers, I don't think would really help out too much. You're already carving everything within range. So unless we got faster, which of course means less time for the lasers to actually work, I don't think we really need more lasers. Don't need more shotguns. There's very little we really need now. And have we destroyed the entire planet? Let's have a quick sweep. By the looks of things, we likely have. The only thing really now which I could add is perhaps more manual weapons. That's it, since right now I have absolutely no weapons I'm actually controlling myself. It's all automated, as you can probably see. Definitely a good light show. Okay, very close then to the finished product. Let's just see what else we can do. It definitely looks hideous, I'll admit that much, but what else can we do efficiency-wise? I guess we could add some stuff here and here. There's a bit of space. Could add a couple of lasers like that. I think that would glitch out horribly, but let's just see what happens if I do this. Yeah, no. How about if it's directly forwards, though? Since, although it looks weird, only that square there is the actual hitbox of these weapons. It's asymmetrical, because, well, these lasers will always be asymmetrical, but that might help a little bit. Carving out like that in the front, though, is what causes us to constantly gain speed, and then the drills sort of catch. So I don't know. Are we okay for power still? Ooh, just about. I really do think just a couple more flamers. They're just so good at this. Although they're not particularly great per one, having a critical mass of them just destroys everything. Let's test this out versus another planet. I feel like I've not really done all that much today in this video. I feel like this is all kind of generic stuff we've all seen before, but I've had a lot of fun right now. No, what I want to see is one with the Mother Hive. Also, thank you to people who have pointed out when you're looking at a planet, you can see the different objectives. That has really helped out. Oh, come on, why all the regular hives? I want a Mother Hive. I want that epic weapon. I want an epic flamer. That's still what I'm after. All the shops never seem to have them as well. At one point during the video I ended up deleting, I actually had over 80,000 resource from selling stuff and from actually harvesting. And I spent all of that money refreshing shops and never found anything too useful, after looking at every shop already available. I think I got like maybe one good weapon out of it, and that was it. I got very unlucky. Hello, world! Now, if you'll excuse me, little hive, there's a much bigger hive I really want to kill. Hello, larger hive. Goodbye, larger hive. And through the planet we continue. Yeah, I like this drone. Is it as efficient as the auto-completing drone? Nope, not in the slightest. Is it more fun to use? Yes. Because although the auto-completing drone is great, it is a bit dull after a while. Maybe some backwards thrusters would be good. Just for times like that. So glad we have the shotguns right now. Excuse me, resource. Just going to ignore you. Where's the transmitter? I like how I can ignore pretty much everything, except for those bugs. They're the only things which I have to be slightly worried about since their explosions go through shields. There's the transmitter. Almost missed it then. I feel like we've just built an upgraded version of the last video, which I'm still happy with, but yeah. Come on, little harvesters. Yep, you got a little bit. Okay, let's return back to the Nimbatus. And Bio-rocket shotgun tower. Bonus accuracy, not that great with homing rockets really, don't really care too much about the accuracy if they're all going to home in anyway. That's going to be sold. Sadly, that is definitely going to be sold. Well, with that, I'm afraid I am actually all out of time for today's video. Time really flew by, and although I don't feel like I've made something unique or all that special, I've had a lot of fun, and I really hope you've enjoyed. So if you have, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff, helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Nimbatus is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next video, I will strive to make something a little bit more unique, a little bit more interesting, but for now, we just have something which can very easily carve a world. I mean, honestly, if you really wanted to destroy a world, just make an automated version of this and drop it into the world. It wouldn't even be that hard. Add a couple of sensors so it bounces around along the ground and just moves like this. And almost everything behind it is destroyed.